Hi, this is Sandy. Welcome back. Today we are 3 days away from Monday, April 8th, which will be the day of a total solar eclipse. I do happen to live in the path of totality, as may some of you, or you may be traveling to be in such an area. Our practice today will help you to connect to the unique metaphysical energies that will be the result of this astronomical event. This is one of those uncommon occasions wherein science and spirituality can be excited about the same thing, albeit from different vantage points. Here at Joyous Fool, as you might have guessed, the focus is on the psycho-spiritual attenuations of the eclipse, but a bit of science will steer us toward how to address the less observable, even mystical aspects of an eclipse. So first we need to know what is going on with the sun and the moon during this particular eclipse. Because it is a total solar eclipse, that means that a new moon will pass between the sun and the earth, thus blocking the sun from casting its light on us. Conversely, a lunar eclipse would be the occasion of a full moon rendered invisible by dint of its orbit and the sun's position in relation. If you were to research eclipse, you might be, as I initially was, a bit stymied by the seemingly contradictory metaphysical interpretations of the event. Some cultures or astrologists would say it's an opportune time with the potential for sudden and positive circumstances. Others would deem it inauspicious, a time not to embark on new ventures. As it turns out, one has to be very specific about the type of eclipse because the differing eclipses are what yield those differing conclusions. So, a total solar eclipse, which will be the case in a couple of days, inherently includes the presence of that new moon. So, this is by nature a time ripe for beginnings and often sets the scene for a surprising and positive event or insight. A lunar eclipse, with the full moon taking part, is a time suggestive of endings, thus not conducive to receiving or growing. Rather, one would focus on leaving matters or emotions in the past. Okay, so the following practice will set you up for, guide you through, and help you resettle following the actual time of totality. So we begin with what to do prior to the moments or minutes of complete darkness. You want to do this practice as close to totality as possible, but if you can only do it the day of, try to instill the intention of the work as deeply as possible. Then, just ahead of totality, maybe you can do the first movement and then visualize the rest of the sequence. Okay, so these are movements that will help us feel firmly rooted, grounded, yet open us to receive the metaphysical energies that will abound during totality. So we begin standing with heel drops. Very simple. Rise up onto your toes and then lower back down. Lift the heels and drop the heels. Heels come up and down. This is a rapid movement and you want to do it as vehemently as possible. So inhale up and let those heels drop. Feel the reverberation through your skeleton, up and down, up and down. When you are connected to your breath, begin to match the breath to the movement. Inhale up, exhale down. This will create a rapid inhale and exhale. This entire movement is grounding, yet stimulating, and shaking off stagnant energy that can block you from receiving the very extraordinary energies that will happen during totality. Okay, do these heel drops for just a few more seconds. All told, you would do them for 30 to 60 seconds. And then you pause and open your feet wider than shoulder width and bring yourself down into a squat. It can be more of a fitness style sumo squat with your rear end behind the heels, or it can be a plie with the tail reaching straight down, hips between the legs. Okay, once you have your wide squat, begin to crisscross your arms in front of you at a 60-degree angle. So not straight out in front of you, but 60 degrees up from that. Rapidly crisscrossing, open the arms wide for this particular crisscross. So bring them wider than shoulder width and then cross them back. All of this is at a 60-degree angle, moving rapidly in your wide squat. Moving your arms through space around you in any way is an excellent way to clear your auric field. Again, creating an environment conducive to receiving energy. Okay, you can bring that to a close. Bring your feet together. Let your arms come out straight in front of you for some balance and support. And then lower yourself all the way down into a full squat or crouch. You won't be here long. Simply feel that rootedness. And then let yourself sit all the way down. Legs are straight out in front of you. And then begin what I think of as butt walks. So you begin to shift the left side of your hip forward and then the right side. Get yourself going, walking on your rear, moving from side to side through the hips to help propel yourself forward along the ground. And you do about 8 forward and then 8 back. Do 2.5 rounds, so forward, back, ending again after a forward set. Here, do body drops. So these are similar to your heel drops, but now your hands are by your hips, legs are still long. You press down into the hands and arms to lift your hips up. Exhale, drop yourself back down. Inhale up, exhale down, up and down, body drops. Again, this is a shaking free of obstacles or stagnancies. This is also a Kundalini exercise that is said to help prepare the nervous system for shock. And here it is both an overtly grounding movement that, again, will help to set you up for what will be arguably a shocking experience, the eclipse. Okay, and then bring that to a close after about 30 seconds of body drops. And so if you were doing those right before totality, you'll be soon ready to do this practice that you do want to memorize so that you can do it during totality. This is in a sense a meditation with mudra. And at this point, of course, you would want your eclipse glasses on, even if your eyes are closed, which they should be. Turning those closed eyes up to gaze at the third eye. Do feel free to open from time to time to check out the eclipse. But as you are seated or standing, bring your left elbow in by the waist. Let the forearm extend forward, palm up with Gyan Mudra. That means the thumb tip touches the index fingertip. Again, palm is up in this gesture of receiving. The mudra guides in the energies of the eclipse, connecting them to universal wisdom by dint of Gyan Mudra. Bring your right arm straight out in front of the shoulder and then raise that right arm, again 60 degrees, and open it 30 degrees to the right. So now your right arm is up in front of you, out at an angle. The palm faces forward, cocking the wrist back just a bit to create this gesture of protection. So as you are receiving the energies, experiencing the eclipse, you are also protected, guiding everything in as it should be, nothing more, nothing less. In this position, with your mudras set and your closed eyes gazing at the third eye, always free to open and check out the eclipse. Let the tip of your tongue reside behind your upper front teeth and between them. This is the utmost point, the peak, the apex of your sushumna. This is the spinal channel that houses the nadis, all those points within you, akin to our nervous system that you have rooted and have stabilized, preparing yourself for this moment. Be in this position, receiving yet protected, rooted yet open, for as much of the totality as possible. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Being aware of shifting sensations, shifting moods, surprising insights, or a swelling of emotion. And when it is time, where you are, take a moment to do the final portion of the practice. This piece that you do after totality will balance the energies of the sun and the moon. In our bodies, that is translated as the solar plexus area or chakra and the crown of the head, the crown chakra. So bring your left hand to your solar plexus. For our purposes today, we make that the point where the ribs meet. So just at that sort of internal, almost triangular point between the ribs, bring your left hand there with what is called the moon mount on your left palm. So if you were looking at your left palm, the lower right corner, in line underneath the pinky finger, the lower right corner of the left palm, that fleshy part in that corner is your moon mount. Touch it to your solar plexus, just beneath the rib cage, and bring your right hand above the crown, floating 6 or 12 inches above the crown, wherever you can hold it comfortably, palm down, so the palm faces the crown. Left hand on the solar plexus, right hand over the crown. The left hand is associated with the lunar or moon side of the body. We are touching the solar plexus connected to the sun energy. The right hand is the sun side of the body. We are uniting it with the crown, the moon energy of the body. We do these oppositional placements to invoke harmony, to help harmonize the invigorating energy of the sun and the mystical, inner, soft, cooling energy of the moon. Left moon mount on the solar plexus, right hand hovering above the crown, palm down. Eyes closed, gazing at the third eye. Breathe deeply here. If it helps you, take a few breaths where you exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale a bit longer through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through open, rounded lips. And then breathing simply, deeply, and steadily through the nose. When you feel settled and at peace with the extraordinary event that has just occurred, open your eyes, take it all in, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for practicing with me during a total solar eclipse. Until next time, bye.